Hello? Hello, Bobe, welcome. I see you've made your presence known. Alright. Let's continue. Oh, I'm hiding the, like, progress bar thing, aren't I? That's fine. I changed the mode to get it to capture. We're having mild issues, but it's okay. Let me see if I can figure this out by myself. I hope I stopped in a place that I can figure out. Reconvene. You didn't come back. Allow me to call the next witness to the stand. Charge to the evidence room. Please state your name and occupation. He had to do it, right? Who did it? I just don't know. I still don't know who did it. Just a man, same as you, wandering the trails of civilization. Occasionally helping the elderly cross intersections when needed. Yes, we get it. Oh, I know. You're a patrolman. As for my name, if you listen hard enough, you can hear it in the howling. You hear the howling wind call it out. Right, I'm gonna take my hair down. It's getting me a mad headache. My hair's starting to get too heavy for my brain. To be exact, it's Jake Marshall, Your Honor. Howling wind? I've never heard Edgeworth described that way before. Let me ask you something. You were in charge of guarding the evidence room on the day the crime took place. Is this correct? According to the papers, partner. What do you mean? A desperado's soul is as boundless as the desert sands. No paper can sum it up. Maybe it's best we get on with this quickly. Please share with us your testimony for the day of the crime in plain old English. I want to fight this. Just a hair clip. Young, like a mouth. Oh, I just scared her away. Apparently, this is too intimidating. Too many teeth, huh? Okay, day of the crime. My job was to keep a wary eye on that bone orchard. They say I was supposed to make rounds 3 times a day, but that ain't my style. Besides, the room's protected by 2 security systems anyway. If I remember right, I was at a street-side saloon at the time it went down. I'm just an innocent traveling man, so if you're out of ammo, it's time I hit the trail. I can't say that I particularly care for your attitude. I can't say I care for your beard, but you don't see me complaining. Wait a minute. What do you mean by 2 security systems? I mean security cameras and the ID card reader. I reckon even a cowpoke like you knows about those. Yes, well, what about the fingerprint-activated locks in the evidence lockers? Fingerprint-activated locks? What kind of newfangled doohickeys are those? He's not being very helpful. It's not like with machines or following orders. Everyone's got their weaknesses now, don't they, Mr. Prosecutor? This one seems like trouble. He's all yours. Day of the crime. Job was to keep a wary eye on that bone orchard. How exactly did you keep the eye on the evidence room? Just making sure nothing moved in the security camera monitor. That room's so still. Even time dies in there. I was just a caretaker who interred the recordings. Videos and the thing aren't that useful. When the time would come, I'd erase the tape. It was erased over 6 hours. Erasing a part of my life. So in actuality, you don't physically enter the evidence room. So, what do you do? Drown the day of the crime? That ain't my style. It sounds like he just doesn't do his job. No desperado, I know let's rules get in the way. I didn't set foot in the evidence room that day. Do you know anything about that? Weeks. How does he feel? 2 security systems anyway. Here's the evidence room. yet you didn't know about the fingerprint locking mechanism? How a bike works? Unlocking handles cannot be seen. Unaware of their presence. It doesn't seem this is relevant to the crime. What are you doing in a place like that? Eating spaghetti. You abandoned your police duty to eat some noodles? Not all desperos eat tacos. It's not the issue. Measure says, do not want to raise this year. Evidence. Okay, Cookie, can you not, like, mash my monitor? You giant cat ass! Up the ante. What do I have? What do I have? What do I have? I have so much evidence. Isn't it his print? Proposed Joe Drake, serial murder, death. Marshall, Rachel Ross. Ah! Oh god, I scared myself. Cookie Girl, you can't say whatever you want. The fingerprint is clearly there. Fingerprints are his. Officer Marshall, doesn't this strike you as odd? That is, you being called and testify like this? After all, you weren't in the security room at the day of the crime. Get your ass out of the way! And yet you dragged me down here. Explain yourself, partner. It's quite simple. You left a very large trail behind the scene, or to be exact, a handprint. Like I said, I'm the caretaker of that crypt. I pay my respects. Make my rounds about once a month. Objection! I only wish it were, officer. But you see, your fingerprints were covered in blood. Witness, what's the meaning of this? Your blood-stained fingerprints throughout the crime scene? Blood is wiped away. However, Illuminat has clearly revealed this. Well, Officer Marshall, it seems to me there ain't a person in this room with a head on his shoulders. You have an explanation then, Officer Marshall? Of the blood-stained fingerprints? Let's see the crime. Only natural for my fingerprints to be in the evidence room. One of them just happened to be at the same place as the bloodstained handprint. Touched the locker where my fingerprint was by chance. Bloodstain and... wait, his locker? Did you know the murderer was wearing gloves? So he had nothing to do with it? And for doubt? how did you put it? Pay your respects once a month? Happens to be mine. What I said... That's the locker I used when I was a detective. It's the locker I still use. I see. It's never removed. Oh, it's programming. What's going to use without knowing it? Oh. Then what about the bloody handprint? Cover the fingerprints. Good chance. Hello, G-Sun. The chances of that happening are 1,000,000 to 1. On the contrary, one could just argue it's the opposite. The chances of that not happening are 1,000,000 to 1. For a nice, clean print, actually, it's not that likely. Get one thing straight, partner. You ain't gonna get no reward from me. A mere fingerprint. Wanna know why? Bloodstain and fingerprint are completely unrelated. Unrelated? It's different as night and day, kinda like cereal and cereal. One's got to do with breakfast, while the other's type of murder. Although seemingly alike, they're totally different. How do you know the murderer was wearing gloves? Do my job. You could go shoes off though. No fingerprints to detect on that handprint. Technically, I was the one that discovered that, so I don't know how he knows. We tried that too? Okay, fine, we both tried it. Apparently, the luminol didn't just dilute everything. Wearing gloves happened to place their hand on top of Officer Marshall's fingerprint. Picture. And it's this. Trail isn't there, but you can't say otherwise. Want to tie me to this crime, isn't that right? If so, that video is the only direct evidence you have. That video is next to useless, it's full of blind spots. Places you can't see. So am I supposed to use the video? Getting back and forth, the floor isn't shown. Someone's familiar with the camera's position. Leave the room without being caught on tape. Time for your speculations. In the video is present. Please do so now. There has to be. This is such a painful video to watch. Yeah, winding up making a mistake. This is so painful. Cookie. Ah, Cookie, you're not helping. Does look like he's wearing gloves though. Oh god. this music's so painful. God, I don't like this video nonsense. It's so painful. Let's not forget. Very well. You can clearly be seen in this video. A bad partner is the key. Lies in a certain locker shown in the video. The white cloth sticking out. That was the witnesses I believe. Rewind the video a bit. God, I hate this video nonsense. It wasn't there. The white cloth is gone. What's the meaning of this, Officer Marshall? The crime took place, the white cloth wasn't there, and it suddenly appeared. There's only one explanation. Officer Marshall, you were in the evidence room at the time of the crime. You opened your locker when the camera was turned away. Order, order. It would seem that I missed it. Caught the wrong man? So what if my locker was open? Oh god. Yes it does. So I opened my locker and stuck it in. Not my fault, I happened to choose mine. Why is everyone staring at me like I'm a wanted man? Because you keep forgetting about the fingerprints. This guy isn't just playing dumb. He really doesn't know. He just didn't know any better. In his whole plotting. Oh god, I'm slack. I hate to run your parade, but you're the only person who can open that particular locker. Oh yeah? I call your bluff. I say I opened that locker. Say I opened that locker, now prove it? There should be like information about how. Evidence locker. Done. A fingerprint sensor? We talked about it like 5 minutes ago. Lockers can only be opened by detectives they belong to. What kind of crazy talk is this? We literally just told you. Did mention something about this. Locks aren't that obvious. There are even some people in the force who don't know about the fingerprint locks. So Sheriff, give me like a hot ticket. I need to take some allergy medicine or something. Wow. Oh. Hashtag skill level through the roof. Actually, not allergy medicine. I don't have any of that. Which I should get more. But no, I need pain medication because the headache's killing me as well. We have to say 8 words or less. Jerky? Leather? I only got 1 word from you. No! What? What order? Witness, explain yourself? If it's a joke, it's the worst I've ever heard. What were you doing in the evidence room at the time of the crime? Ole! Please answer the question. What is he now, a bullfighter? I believe we can figure out the rest from here. Have a look at these floor plans. I don't know what that base is for. There's no place for someone to hide in the evidence room. Yet Officer Meekins didn't see Officer Marshall. If that's so, then where was the witness? It seems Mr. Wright has an answer. Let's hear it. Where was Officer Marshall at the time of the crime? I have to be here. Camera's like only scanning here. This is a huge blind spot. Wait, so it's not him? I don't get what it's saying. Are you sick? No, my life is just allergies. And I teach. And I've decided to start a caffeine addiction, which is giving me a headache. Here, right? I'm gonna try this. If it's wrong, I'll try the corner. Take that! Officer Marshall was standing right here. There, but that's where the victim, Detective Goodman, was. Correct, unless the man wasn't Detective Goodman. Okay, that is right. I believe the victim in the video is Officer Marshall. It was you dressed up like Detective Goodman. That's preposterous. Officer Meekins witnessed the detective at the crime scene. Once he saw the man's face, he knew for sure. Meekins did not know Detective Goodman. He also was terrified about the man's reaction when confronted. Shows card. How did Detective Goodman respond? Suddenly pulled a knife on me. Something about the officer's story puzzles me. The man had had his ID card. Why didn't he just show it? He would have needed it to enter the evidence room, so he must have been carrying it. The answer is simple. He couldn't show it. As you can see, Detective Goodman's picture is on this ID card. If he showed that, his cover would have been blown. Officer Meekins would have realized the man wasn't Detective Goodman. Do you have anything to say to this, Officer Marshall? Ah! That was an accident. Circumstantial evidence? Still denying it? Right, Detective. Power of evidence to proving I dressed up as the victim. Your beard. What's the beard thing? Marshall dressed up as the victim? Well, who am I kidding? I don't have anything like that. Fear in your eyes. What's happening? What can I do? Is he gonna help me? Lack of experience has been exposed. I'll pass on to you what someone just told me when I was just starting out. When you run into a wall with no place to go, return to the basics. The basics? For me, that would be what Mia used to tell me. Phoenix, try thinking outside of the box. Okay. I shouldn't look for proof that Officer Marshall was in disguise, but rather I should look for evidence that came about because he was in disguise. Why do you think the locker was this locker was open in the first place? What do you mean? There's no reason for Officer Marshall to open his locker at the time of the crime. Yet he did, despite the chance that it might be discovered later as it had been. It means he didn't originally plan to open his locker. Against the argument, Officer Jake Marshall dressed up as Detective Goodman at the time of the crime. The crime was committed. He opened his own locker for some unknown reason. is that a white cloth is sticking out of the lock. It seems to indicate that he opened it in order to put the cloth inside. What exactly is this piece of cloth? Oh my god! Very well, let's take yet another look at this goddamn tape. The white cloth. Why the witness? I didn't click it that time. I'm a glove, so it's not. Let's put that away. The jacket? Maybe? I guess it got bloody. Ah! For some reason, you disguised yourself as Detective Goodman and entered the evidence room, though I don't know to what end yet. However, something unexpected happened. Officer Meekins barged in on you. When asked to show your ID card, you pulled a knife on him. Officer Meekins panicked, and the white coat you were wearing was soiled with blood. A bloody white coat. You couldn't just walk out like that, so you hid the coat in your locker. Not bad, partner. Now then, Officer Marshall, ready to tell us the truth? I hope you're happy now, Mr. Edgeworth. 2 years ago, if you were only half as persistent then as you are today, we all wouldn't be here now, would we? Tell the court what you did, all of it. Time has come. Marshall's confession. I had to do it that day. I couldn't just stand by and let it die. I stole the detective's ID and dressed like him. I planned to take out the evidence. I wasn't expecting Officer Meekins. I knocked him out and managed to escape. I knew which areas wouldn't be caught on camera. There wasn't any murder in the evidence room at 5:15. The supposed victim was really you. But there's one thing I still don't understand. Traces of a large quantity of blood were found on the floor of the evidence room. If no one was murdered, then how could that be? Officer Meekins managed to cut his own hand. My guess is he's the donor. There's way too much blood for such a small donation. There's still something wrong with this. I couldn't stand by and let it die. Say it, you mean? Do you even have to ask? The SL9 incident, 2 years have passed since that case was closed. It was going to be completely end with the transferal that day. Not if I have anything to do with it. That incident's not over. What did you hope to accomplish by sneaking into the evidence room? When the case is closed, only the case lead detective can go through the evidence. I wanted to have a look at it myself one more time, no matter what the cost. I don't care what anyone says, partner, that case is mine. Officer Marshall wasn't in charge of that investigation. Why does he care so much about it? I mean, it caused both him and Angel to get demoted. Last chance, that's why I stole a detective's ID and dressed like him and couldn't take out the evidence. Why did you disguise yourself as Detective Goodman? Didn't you take it? I'd be arrested for stealing evidence, which wouldn't get me anywhere. Digital security camera. ID card. That really was why Goodman started filling out the lost item report form. I found his ID, left it on the floor in the prosecutor's office parking lot. Left there by Officer Marshall, despite your lack of foresight. What do you mean, partner? I mean the fingerprint, activated lock, of course. No matter how well you disguise yourself, you can't change your fingerprints. Under normal circumstances, you wouldn't have been able to open that lock for yourself. But he could because a rubber glove had just happened to get stuck in the door. That That means Detective Goodman must have opened the locker before Officer Marshall. Knocked out Meekins. Pulled a knife out on Meekins and tried to drive him off. I was a little surprised. For more than 5 minutes, and it would actually come in. A 1 in a million type person. Staking a detective for intruder demanding to be shown his ID. I have to think a little more about his raises here. Cutting him. Talking about anything. What happened to your knife? This one? He's scratching his face with it. To escape. Did you research beforehand those who go into the desert unprepared don't live long, partner? I didn't think it would make a difference though if the security tape was erased every 6 hours. If all had gone as planned, no footage would have been left. Bloody your coat in your struggle with Officer Meekins. If someone was in the security room when I came out, the jig would have been up. Stashed it in there. Sleeping like a baby. It wasn't a murder. Why not? It was already gone. Why did you do it? Reasonable cut in salary. Not that all salary cuts are ever a valid. Not that salary cuts are ever a valid solution. This isn't your case, but it's mine, and I'll do anything it takes to get the answer I'm satisfied with. The witness has an unusual amount of zeal. Let's hear more. Why? So, the idea is the right person went down for that crime, right? But they didn't have real evidence, so they trumped it up. And they used it, but as a result of like trumping up the evidence a little bit, Angel and Marshall got demoted. Convicted for his crimes, he deserved it. How it turned out, done the trial, you know what I'll talk about? I don't know, that's what I'm trying to find out. Is that an incident? Maybe we should present with what I think his real reason is. They're taking a look at all the files. I need to look at the files. Neil Marshall. Page 2. You know why? I know why.
Objection!
I think I understand. I think I know why you care so much about the SL9 incident. Of the SL9 incident here, the name Marshall is mentioned in here. In a list of murder victims. Neil Marshall, are you related to this man? Yeah, I'm sure you've heard the name. 2 years ago, you received the same lousy prosecutor award you got. A prosecutor? King of Prosecutors Award. Prosecutor Neil Marshall. That's the line case before I did. He was killed, and the case fell into your hands. He was my brother. They both wore ridiculous cowboy hats. Investigating the murders of Damon Gant, the Deputy Chief of Police. That's the other cowboy boy. Where to prosecute the killer. Joe Drake. Fought Dark and was killed. Dark left behind any evidence, that's all we needed. Arraigned and incarcerated. He's finally closed, at least according to the public records. What do you mean? Could have been killed by Joe Dark. I know brother better than anyone know could have beaten him in a fight. What's your reason for your insane actions? Okay, here's my hypothetical theory, which it would be insane if it's true. But like this game is also insane. So the whole thing is they needed evidence to get this killer, right? So I know they trumped up evidence and it led to a demotion to him and Angel Star. But did the like chief of police or chief of whatever? I guess chief of police. Like literally kill his brother to fake the evidence. Can't fool me. Day of crime. Last day the SLN case could have been reopened. Not satisfied with its resolution, Officer Marshall planned to steal the evidence. Disguising himself as Detective Goodman, he entered the evidence room. Confronted. The murderer. Exact same time at the murder at the prosecutor's office. Fake murder was going on at the police department. Chance it's gotta be more than that. Still haven't helped Lana.
Objection!
Wait, the verdict wasn't reached in yesterday's trial.
Objection!
Department. Simultaneous murder. Miss Search on the sky. And the testimony of Miss Angel Star is completely incontestable. I mean, it's a little contestable. She was caught lying quite a few times. Think it in a single word or less. Objection! My time. Remember, not a guilty. Hold it! Who is it now? Ima. Wait. Scientific objection, right? Are this girl's guardian? In a sense? Want a minute? I'll give you 3. Edgeworth really just kind of lets us get stuff back. Kind of in shock. Refer to the Joe Dark killings. The sisters. Crime. Other handprint. No. Is that all? Please don't be mad, I'm just a high school student. Oh boy. be something I'm missing? I object. I have to say I object. His handprint led to the crime scene. Clearly shows a contradiction. The only thing that seems clear to you is grasping, Mr. Wright. Those floor plans. Should we need the woodwork? What's the point of this? There's something new. Is it this? They're different, but is this what it is? This game seems funny. It's definitely funny. I'm just having, like, the hardest time. I cheated. I looked. I would not have gotten it. In a million years, I would have chosen wrong. It's such old evidence. Oh my god.
Take that!
What about that piece of plywood? What about that piece of plywood? Blue Badger, mascot of the police force, defender of truth, guardian of proof. Please look at the floor plans of the crime scene. The Blue Badger's not here. Watch what happens when we put him in. This is where he was dancing at the time of the crime. Yes! That's right. It'd be impossible to place a handprint at this spot on the locker. What? So something happened with Goodman. Goodman was again, Goodman took a long time to die. He was definitely stabbed at the police department. This mean it can't be done. You're saying what you're starting to do. Don't look at me, I didn't put them there. Was the one who brought the Blue Badger into the evidence room, right? Possibly the handprint in the locker. Blood mark was left before. Balderdash! Someone else was stabbed. One time was captured on his tape. At his hand. A trivial amount of blood fell. The other time. God, you don't need to play it again. It's so slow. Someone bled prior to the struggle shown in this tape. Marshall couldn't see the like pool of blood on the floor. Detective Goodman, when he was really murdered, when he was stabbed, technically. Absurd claim. The murder portrayed in security tape has been proven to be a fake. However, that does not explain the blood mark found in the locker. So then, assuming this murder what really happened, when did it take place? When it occurred? Prior to the officers, another incident took place in the evidence room. It should be... I think this one actually, check. No. It was before this, probably after Edgeworth, right? Like, it has to be when Goodman went in? 420? Goodman would have to go in before this, though. It's only thing with time. I'll try. If I fail, I know what else I want to try. The crime took place in the evidence room. The killer would have had to enter it. ID card required. Blue Leopard time to the evidence room at 450. 440. Ah! Miles Edgeworth! Just what have you done? Drop the act witness. It doesn't take a lot of thought to figure out it couldn't have been me. Nope, I ain't getting it. We want to test the blood was there. Failed to notice the blood. When the first crime was wiped away by the real murderer. I would have had just 10 minutes to murder the victim. Okay, so they say the murder was wiped. The murder was wiped. The blood was wiped. Before Edgeworth entered. And I bet you 7777777, whatever, is the... Talk about a lucky number. Use someone else's card. There's no record of his card being used beforehand. Entered along with the real murderer. You went in with 7777777. I know whose ID is 7777777. 1 7 too many. A rank of captain or higher. Don't have the authority to inquire. Did I finish talking? It's authority. If an official charge is filed against an executive, it's accepted. Prosecutor's office operates. Slander. Banana. It's not 7777777. Did you really only use legitimate evidence? Here's a question. It's crime of the law. You're not taking this for the law. How are they both stand? You did? I don't have to. Why won't you answer him? Mr. Crimes for drastic measures, that's just the way it is. We did what we had to in order for him to get the verdict he deserved. Even if it involved forging the evidence. See? That's what I'm talking about. No! following day. Oh my god. Objection! Day 3 investigation. I thought, oh, damn, goddamn, son. So sorry. We just saw. It's me. What happened? Prosecutor Neil Marshall. Was murdered. Joe Drake tried to kill me. Officer Marshall's brother, Neil, only trying to save me. That means you... I was a witness in the Joe Drake trial. A terrible thunderstorm. I was alone in my sister's office, dinner together. Then suddenly this terrifying man came bursting into the office. Joe Dark. It seemed like he was running from someone. He pulled out a knife and screamed at me. I didn't know what was going on. Prosecutor Marshall showed up. Hostage before he could. Mr. Marshall tackled him. What happened? I'll never forget it. Lightning struck and the lights went out. Suddenly, a bolt of lightning flashed outside the window, lighting up the office. For an instant, what I saw then burned a permanent picture in my mind. I can still see it now. He asked about when I was attacked. But Lena, she made up the crime. Bogus evidence. Edward used it. He didn't know anything about it. Mr. Edgeworth, it's all my fault. If I could have just testified properly, none of this would have happened. He was involved falsifying evidence. I feel cold. Just see the instant the crime occurred. Raised his knife. Step right in front of this poor girl. Remember what happened after that. Apparently I passed out. Anna was cradling me in her arms. Or Ema, you've been through so much. Couldn't bring myself to testify about that instant. I tried, but the words just wouldn't come out. I drew a picture, but it wasn't any good. Okay. Okay, so they had to... Okay. So what's strange about the murder? I don't get it. So they had fake evidence, right? But she did witness it happen. Scientific investigator. And I would never have to forge any. There's still something that bothers me about that crime. You said you were in Lana's office at the time, right? Why would a serial killer come running in there? Why was he being chased by a prosecutor? Taken in for questioning? Okay. Crossing the elevator? Chief prosecutor. Detective. God, just discovering things left and right. I love how we're like almost at the end of trial and finding things out. People could tell us. She's literally the person on trial. She could tell us. I have to kick you off now because I need to sit in this chair differently. Okay? Mr. Wright, it seems to keep causing you trouble. Falsifying evidence. Didn't think you were the type. God. I understand the risks. About how you were a detective 2 years ago and how that escalated was the reason for your transfer. I have a right to know. Yeah, you could just fucking tell me. This is day 3. Stolen. How fair was it? I believed that no matter what happened, stick to the truth. Couldn't be helped. At that trial 2 years ago, I sold my soul. There was no murder at the police department. Stabbing was triggered with a knife. Why don't you tell us? It doesn't involve just me? She could just tell us. Like, we're gonna figure it out anyway and go through all these hoops when she could just be like, this is what happened. She was amazing. All the cases she and Chief can't crack together. Chief of police back then still worked on crime scenes. I think it has to be Gant. It has to be Chief Gant. Being a prosecutor, being a detective was an experience investigating crime scenes so you could use it in court. Gant's help in the SL9 case was crucial to its resolution. Chief of police. Second in command of the detectives investigating Dark. Second in command. Investigating was the lead was Gant. Same office. Been because it was Jake Marshall and Angel Starr. His brother is quite gung ho. Serial killer. Your desperate evidence. Did the chief let him out on purpose? To get the evidence? Let their guard down, fled the room. Appears so. Mentioning Dark. In my office, I saw 3 bodies on the floor and smelled blood. Wood passed out. During the struggle, it seems Mr. Marshall struck a final blow before he died. Okay, good. That explains why he... Concussion. Panicked. Carried her out of the room, just held her. Thought I placed Drake under immediate arrest. All involved in the SL9 incident? I don't buy it. There's no way everyone involved in this trial was also involved in that incident just by chance. At least one person went to extremes because they didn't believe it was truly solved. Evidence of the ruling against Joe Dark. Still outlived the rest of their lives with memories. This might not be over. Emo was assaulted by Dark at the police department, right? The office, Mr. Gant now occupies by himself, the chief's office. Okay, let's go look at the chief's office. Come back here later. Oh! Mr. Marshall. Hey, Sarah, Sarah. Old Billy dried up this morning. A cactus. Voluntary agreement appearance. Come back. Why did you do it? I just prospectors head west. There was a case I need to know the truth about, it was this one. That's exactly what happened. Something was fishy. Just with evidence. The murder weapon. A switchblade knife with a broken tip. Was Joe Dark's. Question was raised. Not perfectly matched with the wound. That knife was not the murder weapon. Possibly been erased. Not the looks, but he got the brains. First case together. 27th time. Highest honor, you mean the king of prosecutors. It's an honor for a prosecutor. It was the day of the evidence transferal. Steal the evidence so the case wouldn't die. Behind the scenes in that case, we all knew that later. Well, that investigation Sable was taken care of. Fired, demoted, boxed away. Commissioners would get suspicious. Give up to the obvious. They. Damon and Lana. Sticking lead Damon Grant in a second command Lana Sky. As a person in the force who hadn't heard that duo, the case was the biggest in both their careers. Transferred. Arranged for that to happen. Totally different when she was a detective. I never found out. There you have it. My story partner is certainly enlarging. Edgeworth is my enemy. He was the one who used falsified evidence to get a guilty verdict, but someone else was the one who gave him that evidence and planned everything. That someone is Damon Gant. Don't believe me? Well, I don't blame you. I won't even be a patrolman after today. Too bad I won't be around to work with you when you become a real scientific investigator. Adios, Bambina. So he figures out it's definitely also Gant. I don't need to check this out. Okay, criminal affairs department. Can I go in now? Deserted. He actually talked to us. Chief prosecutor. Statement tomorrow. Chaos. We'd like to have a look around at Chief Gant's office. Yeah, sure, look in his office. There aren't police officers or anything. Hey, you're right, you can't go in there, it's off limits. I can see where Detective Gum if she gets a unique charm. Let's go! I guess we're still going. Oh my god. Where am I? Just on the door. Check out the pipe organ. Little Miss Bach. You playing it? Oh, Gant's here. Maybe because we're beating his organ. There's a pipe, there's a full pipe organ in the police station. You cannot tell me that anyone can play that without everyone losing their goddamn minds. Reading his desk. I'm busy. Until 2. I'm not gonna say that. Time flies. Go over there. Hey, it's the vase! Security Marshal. I can I? What about me? Me, I can do it. My finger. Matters that need my attention. Go out together. Investigate. No need to investigate. Now hurry up and get out! This is not over yet. Done a request? Something doesn't want us finding. Get inside the chief's office. Gumshoe! You're gonna breathe in my feet hurt? Sitting? I'm still out of the loop. How do you ask? He's under fire from the police department and the prosecutor's office? Serious. What it all boils down to is falsify evidence. That has the whole world after his blood. Poor Edgeworth. It's not like he knew it was forged. Regardless, the prosecutor is responsible for the evidence they present in court. Not only that, if in rumors about Edgeworth, this, people just don't like him, so they're using it. He's young, he's talented, has enemies. Hey Dick, keep up the good work. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Oh my god. Kids want to stick out. Edward might just crack. Actually, I took a look at the file earlier while the coffee was brewing. Find out something? This was during his final attack. He killed Prosecutor Marshall who was trying to protect some girl. He never realized Emo was the girl. Knife? It's all written somewhere. So the point is she couldn't testify to the fact that it was dark, so they had to have physical evidence, right? So even though she was literally right there to have him possess the police station, they needed to fake the knife. But the knife was also not Dark's knife. So I think the whole thing is the chief technically let Dark escape to get him to try to attack someone. I don't know if actually kill, unless they're just gonna let him kill someone to get a verdict. But attack someone to then prove that he was guilty. Murder weapon? 42. Someone with his car. Transformed him into an animal. Jogger. So he crashed the car, killed the man, killed the child, killed the jogger. Turn himself in? Turn himself in. Blood murdered his final victim. So it wasn't even just like a serial kill, it was like a killing spree. Arrested on the spot. Last witness. It's a broken knife. accident. Between the locker. Disappeared, ended up in the muffler. The chief's office, he's yelling at me. It's in his office. Oh. What is... Okay, what is it? What is it? Oh. Good. Ha. Joe Darks. Prince's store. Only witnessed him using it to murder anyone. It's broken. Inside his own body. Deep inside stab wound. It matched Dark's knife. Done less fiber. Stabbed in the back? Like around. Money need. Ash Chief can't. I'd like to have a look around. Oh, really? Canned. Data was deleted the day he died. Only chance of getting to the office. To make him change his mind? This. What are you talking about? Bring the bloodstain on the evidence of his life. Guarded so well. Prove the possibility. That's it. Happy award ceremony? Diligence. Why is the word shield and why is it broken? Nope, that's I've seen already. I can change his mind. What? Change Gumshoe's mind. jar? I think I've seen it before. It should be the same, right? This one? Spy check 1, hello! Thank you for the follow. Nothing wrong with Edgeworth's. Is it okay? There has to be something I can show him, right? My badge! The ID card? Edgeworth. Else did it. Someone else that scratch gets Edgeworth. It's not this. This wouldn't convince him. I don't think this would convince him. Phone call wouldn't. Parking lot visitor's car wouldn't. What would convince him? Or maybe this? We can lie and say we need to drop it off? Nope. Lost item report. Lost item meant to be lost. No. What can convince him? Back dash from punch card alone. No. Just go through everything. The right click skips way faster. I already definitely did this one. Nope. Just go through everything. No, Officer Marshall. One cactus. Twist and all your shovels. Why look at me like that? Aha! This one he already commented on. Match. Can you lock in with blood on it? Funny, won't you? Nope. Nope. I legitimately don't know what's supposed to convince him. No, I already did this one. Oh. What am I I think I maybe remember if you want a hint. Go for it. We're just going through everything at this point, so I want to save my pain a little bit. Not that one. ID card report. Yes, only one number left to investigate at 420. Executive office number. 172 is too many. Let's go from the locker. Found in Mr. Edwards' car muscler. I already asked him about this. Edgeworth's room? I have to just move to Edgeworth's room? Okay. So it's the underground parking lot first. No one's here. Found him more guilty. Writing something. What are you doing here? Going to put the paper on the floor. Updating court, huh? Last few years, cameras flying around. Why was trying to hide his real feelings. Wait. What is he writing? Let's take a look. Edward's sitting right there. Hey, Edgeworth. Is that detective out the gumshoe? Oh, wait, out the window over there? Oh no, he's falling to the ground. Hold on, first let me see what the girl's doing crawling around my feet. He didn't even look. Letter of resignation? You don't mean. I'm tired, right? I feel as if something inside me has died. You don't need to tell me. Can't forgive myself for what I've done. No one else should forgive me either. Ah! 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 I've done false evidence. We didn't know. Share a bond of trust. If that bond is broken, my error. I am responsible. No excuses. I should have known better. Why has it come to all of this? For the trial? All you do is worry about me. It's because we're in love! Getting on my nerves. Last day, it's too late to change prosecutors. I bet that's what my superior's banking on. Case to come back to haunt me like this? What do you mean? List of evidence seems too short. Oh my god, why does it skip so fast? Expect guilty. I know that the vase is in the picture. Participating in the ceremony at the station. Ordered this. Things I skip out in the ceremony. Finished up at the office. Went to the office that day. Until I was asked to take something back. By Chief Gant. Yes, Gant gave, okay. So Gant gave him the screwdriver to take back, which was on purpose, because I guess Gant put that guy in the trunk. He's gonna hold on to it. Interesting. Okay, I can show him more stuff later. I want to go back to the police department. God damn it. I don't want to talk to you now. A quarter-pound of roast beef. It's roasted though, right? First person who sucked a cow's nipple to discover milk. Oh my god. I literally just like tap it and start skipping like crazy. Else gonna happen to witness? Change what I saw. It could be her taking it out. It's back to 2 years ago. Trailed him for half a year. I don't think I was ever more alive than I was then. Going through hell. His brother. They were close, those two. Obsessed. We're desperate. That's the case. And a Chief Gant. How it turned out. The dark god deserved. Obviously being manipulated. Proof? I'm proof enough of what happened. All of us save Goodwin were relieved of our duties. What's that so much of an explanation? Transferred. Nothing's quite as simple as it appears. Being used as a pawn? That's my take. Then why does she hate Lana? Maybe get Lana's guy. Can't let the investigation with Lana, second commander, the best. Magnetism. Ability to attract evidence. So he was just reviving him back then. I was a fool, really. So concerned for Jake. Lost her own brother. I don't think Jake would have ever recovered from the shock. I'll never be able to forgive her. Why did she have to turn so cold after that? She hates her for being cold? I mean, her sister got almost murdered, and her, like, friend's brother got murdered. You're allowed to not be, like, that happy after. Chican's influence. What's in his way? What was the idea that Lana would stand in his way? Couldn't control the chief prosecutor. If he could control the chief prosecutor, he could control the prosecutor's office. Cool. I don't know what things for sure. Since that case ended, she's never been the same. It's only logical to conclude. There must have been a reason for a change. At last. Getting close to the bottom of this ugliness, thank you. It's more than just ingredients for you fine cuisine. Better chef than I've been. Huh? No! Oh, he's gone. Okay, I think she means it when she says I don't have anything else to talk to you. Tell you. I have so much evidence, it's ridiculous. Instead of the truth. You're only doing your job. I cannot forgive myself. Can I use it for anything? Should I make your name? Trophy. It's a little different than yours. What? 2 years ago? Telling it to us? Contradiction. Will do know in a stylish manner. God, this is so long. Ah! Ancient Chinese tale. Contradiction is written with 2 characters. The first means halberd and the second means shield. Have you heard this story? Sure, everyone knows that. That's why don't you tell it though for Ima's sake? Oh, it's talking about the the arms merchant saying the shield cannot be pierced by any spear, and this spear can pierce through any shield. And so the idea is, what happens if you use the sword and the shield on each other? Because I know this one. Because then one of them has to fail. It's impossible for both to be true. That's why it's contradiction. 2 items. First, the halberd he claimed could slice through any shield or armor. A shield he claimed could withstand any weapon. Objection! I know. Those claims contradict each other! Very perceptive. But then again, you've heard the story before, right? The descriptions of the items discredit them both. Left speechless, and thus the Chinese word for contradiction was born. The chipped shield and the broken knife symbolize the merchant's items. Something ugly is this. Are you only given a shield? The Hobbit part of the word abolished. I still kinda hate how the shield's broken. Alright. You're back? You're still here? Okay, there we go! Files turning to regular DJ. Desk jockey? Oh, that DJ. Answer still no? I'm not letting you chief's office, period. It'll be my neck on the line. Hint, hint, hint. I'll show you the resignation. Because he loves Edward. What's this crumpled up piece of paper? No way! Mr. Edgeworth can't be serious. Is he ever not serious? I can't believe they've pushed him this far. Mr. Edgeworth really feels responsible. When I first met him, I thought he was as cold as ice too, but I know different now. He trusted us detectives to provide him with sound evidence, but we betrayed him. Detective. That's it. I've made up my mind! Here, take my ID card. We can't do that if someone finds out. They wouldn't let you off the hook with another lost item report. Look at me, it's no secret I'm already out of the loop. After all, I'm friends with Mr. Edgeworth. Depending on how this case turns out, I may already be as good as terminated. So at least let me do this for Edgeworth's sake. He's not 77777, right? No, he's like, I can see it's like a 6 something. There we go. Very photogenic. Goes beyond the photogenic issue. Doesn't even match what they're saying. Okay. So let's go. Here goes Mr. Wright. God, huge organ. A halberd. Dr. Gumshoe's a goner. What happens? I'm counting on you to bail me out. Is he here too? Just slap him. Sorry, I thought you were a ghost. I didn't even know you could slap a ghost. Ah, Detective Gumshoe! What are you doing sneaking up on something like this? I wasn't sneaking, I was just worried something might go wrong. So I came too. If you're here, then what's the point in giving us your ID card? Crushed and rendered usable in pocket? Unusable. Didn't do that to my card. Did we crush it because you were so mad? I have to figure out the look. Now we're all together. You really want to get fired, don't you? Real deal. Real armor. Taxpayer dollars went to this room. We're paying for this? I'm not paying 1 cent of my taxes. You don't have any taxes to pay. Maybe in the armor. I don't think you can fit in there. You'll never be able to get it out. Safe, isn't it? You say so? Seven-digit number, I think input number. I have a hunch. Oh, I know. Try my birth date. It's... Come on. Wow, so difficult. Bingo. What number did you enter? Whose birthday was that, pal? 77777777. The final ID card number on the record. The number of the mysterious executive officer who entered the room that day. 77777777. That ID number? 77777777. Yeah, no way. 17 shy this time. Chief Scant's ID number. I think I should look at other stuff first. Taking the day 2 years ago. Literally right before the murder. I think. And the other person was in questioning. So that's why it was never spilled. Because even if he was in on it, he probably didn't intend to actually get killed. First through the trip outside, 15th floor. Detective Gumshoe has a lot of dreams. No, as long as he doesn't go through the window when he gets fired. In the mount when you transferred. And I went to the theme park. This was Lana's stuff. She was tidy. Still keeping it clean. Keeps a clean memory of the partnership. Memory of the crime. Oops. Oregon site to behold. You're playing it. Yeah, it's the 15th floor. Oh, it's the 15th floor. Okay, it's very high up. But still, it's in freaking Oregon. Listen to the organ for hours. It's damn loud. Detective can't hear anything for days except for the ringing in their ears. He never listens to anyone anyway. Sides of his desk. Paper in his dues reading his desk. A list of evidence. The case name. SL9 incident. What did you just say? I wonder what. Normally they're twice as long. Half-size list of evidence. Not twice as long. What would the other half of us be doing here? Here so. Ripped in half. It was physically ripped in half and no one was like, hey, why is this ripped in half? So much evidence. I can't read it? What the dick? Come on, Drew, some kind of sketch here. No, it's nothing. Were they gonna fake it and then that's why Marshall was there, but then it ended up really being dark? I don't even know. So weird. Money? The piece of the vase. Something else in here too. Piece of leather cloth. Let's keep the incriminating evidence in us. Someone gonna show us that once. Empty now. jar. Just the days. Kind of really be nostalgic. Evidence from the case. The fragment we just found. He's not gonna get it. He's not gonna get it. There we go. Use the jar in the safe. Different to the others. There's a line on it. Blood. Oh my gosh. I have the vase now. It's clearly this jacket. The leather scrap. But like, how do I... This right side. Only half the whole thing. Nope, okay. How do I prove that the leather? Like, this one clearly proves it. It's this leather. I showed the picture, doesn't matter. They're using it now. They're in the crime scene. Intoxicated? Cleaning lady. Or look around. What do you ask? Don't just let it go. What's bothering you? Chief Gant might be a suspect? Chief Gant. Let's finally come to this. What do I think of him? Perhaps I've best I don't develop my feelings yet. Let's have to show him something about the leather. Definitely missing something. Oh. Anything. Again, I believe she doesn't have anything else to tell me. else am I saying? Damn it. Okay, you literally would want to know this. Oh, I didn't mean to present that. Okay, she doesn't want to see it. She's gonna say no to everything. So she's not going to see anything. It literally has to be the chief's office. Day. Picture here. Did I miss anything? Oh. Flower. Prosecutor's badge. They have badges too. Disappointing, painful, never wears his badge. He's a sharp dresser. It wouldn't go with his outfit. Sharp dressers don't need to wear badges? Lots of armor. We wouldn't be able to see the view. I think I tried the bloody handprint. Yeah, the cactus. Glove? Look at this. Okay, let's take the fingerprints. Off in the safe. Ah! Ah! Damn it! I forgot to use this. Okay, I just messed it up. This is a terrible one. Come on. It's not gonna be Gant, is it? It's gonna be the brother. No, we don't have the brother? It's Ima? How can this be? What are Ima's fingerprints doing here? Not a match? Over here? What's going on? What are the kids' prints doing inside the chief's safe? Don't ask me. Keeps information from Ima. You should hold on to this. Okay, we got the clock. Does that help? Yep. If it wasn't for his ID card, he would have been useless. Isn't that right, you in the coat? Of course Gant came back. Saw a stray dog run right into a pole, thought of a certain detective. Me? Ask all of you to leave? You in the coat? Drop off your ID on the way out, you won't be needing it anymore. Now get out! Yes, sir. We're gonna get you! And your little dog, too! A word with you? Leave the spiky here, you're free to go. Mr. Wright? Why would I leave her in there? Just go sneaking. Or maybe like this. Get the picture, but why has she kept really silent about it all this time? Things over the chief. Said the police wanted to ask her some questions. She'll be busy for us today. Keep asking me to come in for questioning. Defend you. Oh, I told you all I can. Nothing, not a single useful thing. I told you right at the beginning, I said I was the one who stabbed Detective Goodman. Finally figured it out. I know who it is lurking behind your words. You did a good job mentoring you, I'm rather jealous. Seems Edwards was right. Once you're convinced you know something, no one can persuade you otherwise. Thick-headed is the term he used, I believed. Tell me the rest of the story. I get Lena to tell me everything she's hiding. More perplexed, you insisted you did it with no incriminating evidence. That's when it hit me. It's not that you're unwilling to tell the truth. It's that you're incapable of doing so because of a certain individual. I'm protecting this person? Afraid of is more like it. Persuade you to your silence. Gant. This guy? You are addressing the chief prosecutor. Do not forget your place. My apologies. Partners till 2 years ago. Respected him as a detective. Tell me something. Why would he try to hide his crimes? Forward of inquiry. Hiding, forging evidence. Why was Gant never mentioned? Edwards didn't know the truth behind the forgery. The only partner who could have possibly tampered with the evidence was me. Yes, you, but one other. Gant. You intend to choose Chief Gant only more than words. Safe. Jar piece. This piece of cloth. Pieces of evidence from SL9. None of Gant himself. Now tell me, why are you taking all the blame for him? Touche, Mr. Wright. Not to disobey the chief's orders, even if it means being found guilty for murder. No choice but to cooperate. Follow orders. Tell the details. I given an order that day. Dispose of Bruce Goodman's body. You'll find it inside the trunk of Miles Edwards' car. not the one who murdered Detective Goodman. Take the body out of Edward's car. Trunk's lock was broken. Discovered that murder weapon while inspecting the body. Edward's knife. Stuck in. Just laid that knife in him. So I took it out and stabbed him with another knife. Edward's knife? He was already dead. My hands were shaking at the thought of stabbing him. Cutting my hand. Let me just plunge the knife in. I mean, if you plunged in that intensely. I've worked to find a closed door case. Got that Dark's knife. Field day. Enters exhaust pipe. Happened, asked her to hide the knife that was inside my muffler. With sense. Bad feeling. Phone call. Jake Marshall. Murdered. It's only a person I could trust. I thought I could trust him at the time. Escalated on his own. Stole the ID card. Made up his mind. The incident in the evidence room. That's all I can tell you, but Lana, you've earned my respect as defense attorney and as an investigator. Please, don't pursue this any further in court tomorrow. Get to the bottom of everything. Real murder. I went down in the chief's office 2 years ago. Maybe the... Is it gonna be like the detective, the Night Shield stabbed him or whatever? Where's Lana and Ema? They're being told to keep away. And the owner is... I'm the one who's figured it out. Still a room of doubt regarding the ID record. This belonged to him, suspect no doubt one will remain. Not yet. Once that's been removed that list, I can call for a ruling. 5 minutes, right? And chief prosecutor's gonna be found guilty. But she didn't do it. Hear what you have to say. Lana's hiding something, and the only way we'll ever know the truth is to draw it out of her. Everything goes back to the SL9 incident. Depends on you. If she's found guilty, you'll lose your only chance to find out what really happened. I'll think about it. I'll see you in court, Wright. This is it. If I'm ever gonna find out what Chief Gant has on her, it's now. Court is now in session for the trial of Lana. We're ready. We're ready. Police chief has a proposal. Morning, folks. How's everyone doing? Hey, you been back to the pool yet? Rounding up from my work. What's this proposal? Find it. Asked me if she could speak directly to the court. Grant a request. She's just gonna admit to doing it, isn't she? Request. Immediate end of this trial. I confess to all charges against me. I murdered Detective Bruce Goodman in the underground parking lot of the prosecutor's office. No, Lana.
Objection!
You can't. Your Honor, the defendant's claim does not change the defense's plea. In that case, Mr. Wright, I no longer require your services. But Lana, Your Honor, I hereby forfeit my right to an attorney. The prosecution may lack direct evidence against me, but it has sufficiently proven its case through testimony and circumstantial evidence. Render your verdict now. Unprecedented situation. It can't be happening. It's gonna be Edgeworth. Edgeworth's gonna save us. Hold it! Objection? It's gonna be Wright. It's gonna be Wright. Edgeworth, not Wright. Edgeworth. One moment, Your Honor. Mr. Edgeworth has not yet proven the defendant guilty beyond reasonable doubt. Any ruling at this stage would certainly be premature. Come now, Worthy. Difficult time. Keep your mouth shut. I don't think I care for your tone, Chief Gant. Creating another fabrication to cover for past mistakes. Sorry, but I'm no longer the naive little boy you would have me be. A sudden confession from the defendant. It's obvious to me some kind of deal was struck behind the scenes. What kind of deal? Not everyone operates as you do, Worthy. It might have, Ema. I thought so. The prosecution would like to change its first witness. To whom? Miss Ema Skye. Hear her testimony. Mr. Edgeworth, I'm exercising my right for self-representation. We don't need to continue. I don't care what you think, Miss Skye. The exposure of the truth sometimes results in tragedy. However, no matter how tragic the truth may be, there would be an even greater tragedy to avert one's eyes from it. At the prosecution's request, Worthy, you'll live to regret this, mark my words. Miss Ema Skye, please take the stand. Ready to take the horse by the reins. Okay, we got Ema out of there at least. State your name and occupation. Lena's little sister, I want to be a scientific investigator. Sorry, I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you to recall those events one more time. Really that relevant? Yes, it certain is. Relevant. Well, okay then! Thank God Edgeworth can just say whatever he goddamn pleases, and the judge just accepts it. Meanwhile, I have to always show proof. Trip to yesteryear has finally begun. Bound to lead the truth behind the trial. 2 years ago. Sister's office. Oh! Rescued me. Never forget what I saw in the instant. He took his knife and stabbed Mr. Marshall in the chest. It was from the back. Don't remember much. It's courage. The judge is so accepting! Sister's office that day. Second commander under Gant. Best detective ever. Quite the pair. I'd always sit at my sister's desk. Not playing the organ. After she finished her work. A hostage. Man? Joe Dark. He was a serial killer. Didn't forget anything on him. But the room. The elevator. Night Gant's office. Excuse me. President Gant and Marshall received the King Prosecution Award. Let's get us dead. That's about that. That's been out. Rebel Storm. Wait a minute. Pitch dark in that room. We shouldn't be able to see anything. Flash. Years ago. At the time, the words wouldn't come out. That's why I drew a picture. Let's get the picture.
Objection!
Some evidence I didn't contain a picture. I drew a picture of the scene once, but it seems to have been lost. I have it! I have the picture! Have you witnessed? You can see it now. Never received any picture. I did draw it. I swear, I'm not just imagining it. That reminds me, I guess I should check the evidence again. Stab Mr. Marshall in the chest. A real shock. Tell us. What were you doing at the moment? Holding you hostage? Wrestling. Okay, you might tell me as much about this as you can. Okay, I'm not presenting it now. Don't mess up me. But I'm pretty sure he was stabbed in the back. It shouldn't be an objection, but I have it.
Objection!
Drawing a picture. Deny its existence? I'm not the bad guy. All I'm saying is that the prosecutor in the case, I wasn't handed such a picture. That may well be, but that doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Behold. The evidence list? Turn it over, Your Honor. What's this? What is that? Hey, that's it. That's the picture I drew. Indeed, two men appear to be wrestling here. What's the meaning of this? What are you doing with that list? Me? Only the prosecution I showed it to you and you said no! They're different. The list you were handed was incomplete. They're torn from each other. 2 years ago, only half the evidence in the case ever reached you. What? Order, order! Why'd you draw your picture on the back of such an important list? Hand it to me in the questioning room. Wait a minute. This was torn in half, and that means... Your Honor, are you alright, Mr. Wright? Your eyes are bulging from your head. So evidence means this was torn in half. There might be more than the drawing in the back of Edward's list. Something wrong? You didn't have to ask. There's something on the back. What is it? There's indeed something drawn on the back of my list. It's that thing. Aha! Ah! No! This is an act of vandalism. I guess he's out of scrap paper. What's wrong with Ima? I drew 2 years ago. But all I could see were shadows. Must have fainted. What I saw in this instant. Exactly what she saw. To murder prosecutor Neil Marsh. Now is it the front step? Back to the incident. 2 or 3 days later, couldn't do anything. Charge, Damon Gant, Atlanta Sky. 2 or 3 days later, fresh in your mind. So that's why this picture is painted all black. The flash of lightning was so bright, all I could see were shadows. Okay. So at the time you didn't even know it was Mr. Marshall who had come to your rescue? I couldn't see him clearly. It's knocked to the floor. It was knocked away. A lightning flash. just glad she wasn't hurt.
Hold it!
Sorry. The darkness for a split second, only that trauma is understandable for this paint. Torture the girl only further. What? Hey, I'm not the bad guy here. This picture was exactly what I saw in this instant. Are you sure exactly what we saw? Talks? Of course not. Cut my salary! Yes. And yet, contradiction here. Contradiction is he was stabbed in the back. It has to be this. If it's not, I'm gonna be so mad. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but this picture the witness drew contains a blatant contradiction. Remember it like it was yesterday. Point out the contradiction.
Take that!
It'd be him facing forward. Damn it! This drawing stinks. Oh my god. Gonna be this?
Take that!
Guys, here, take a look at the knife the man is holding. If you look closely, you can see the tip is broken. It's flat. Look at the evidence. Murder weapon, it's broken too. Victim's body, it was the conclusive piece of evidence that proved he was the murderer. Not so simple.
Objection!
What's the problem? It's obvious, really. The victim suffered a single stab wound to the back. If the victim was only stabbed once, then the murder weapon should not yet be broken. Oh, I didn't make it that connection. Ah, what's the meaning of this? Perhaps the knife was broken beforehand.
Objection!
Sorry, but I'm afraid that's not possible. The tip of the knife was found inside the victim's body. If it were broken beforehand, it couldn't possibly wind up there. That's right, but what does this mean?
Objection!
Undeniably discovered from the victim's body. The memory was mistaken. That's why I asked her so many times if she was sure she remembered correctly. I believe you were annoyed at that time, but she's sure she remembered correctly. There's no other way to explain this. I can! There's another explanation if you've forgotten already. About a little something called falsified evidence. Might be the piece of evidence that was forged. Can't deny the possibility. Ah! Order, order! Are you saying the investigation really was corrupted? Events that took place? Holding a ceremony? It's this! It's clearly this knife. Questioning Joe Drake Long Damon Gant. Fled the room. Chased him after him and was killed by Dark. When the story is a lie. I'm not lying. The man really was holding a broken knife. If that's true, there should be no other way around it. This could not have been the actual murder weapon. There must have been another broken knife. There is another one. That instant, I did see a broken knife. Information. Only one way. This picture has it. It's the statue, but the picture has it.
Take that!
The answer lies in the past, 2 years in the past, right here inside the picture. This is a picture of the awards ceremony. Ah, what is it, Mr. Edgeworth? It's the broken murder weapon. Notice the award Prosecutor Marshall is holding. That's a broken knife. As we earlier concluded, the knife in the drawing was not Joe Dark's knife. That being the case, the knife the witness saw was in all likelihood from this award. Order, order, order! Neil Marshall was awarded King Prosecutor's broken shield and sword. When he chased after Joe Dark, he pulled out this knife. He did not carry a pistol. This broken knife was the only weapon he had in this dangerous situation. That can't be. Why not? It was the murder weapon, and the murderer and the victim would be reversed. What do you mean? The man raising a knife would have been Prosecutor Neil Marshall. Oh! The prosecutor is the one who actually died. That's true. What's going on here? This guy's been a bit too eager to jump to conclusions. I remember now. I remember everything. Mr. Edgeworth. What is it? Can you show me your evidence list again, please? Is it? I knew it. I'm the one who drew it. You drew that? The list wasn't torn in half at the time I drew the picture. What is it supposed to be? What is it, though? Blue badger? Saw that man raise the knife. I panicked, rushed towards both of them. I think I knocked away the man with the knife. There's another flash of lightning, and that's when I saw the blue badger. He wasn't in the room, but I'm sure I saw his shadow.
Objection!
I don't even get it. Possible. I didn't design him until this year. That would mean he didn't even exist 2 years ago. The base? Stop. Please don't pursue this any further. What's the meaning of this? Please remain seated in the defendant's chair. But you can't do this. I've already confessed to the crime. Why can't you just leave it at that? Chief Prosecutor Sky. I've already come this far. It's too late to turn back. Defense will now begin cross-examination. Getting closer to the core of the matter. It's the vase.
Hold it!
At least I think it was him. Think? Shadows? And you... Panic rushed towards both of them. Why would you do something so dangerous? What else could I have done? He was about to stab Mr. Marshall. Drake was the one holding the knife. Just as we theorized, Mr. Marshall was the one holding the knife. I didn't know it at the time. Gotta help that other person. I knocked away the man with the knife. I knocked down Mr. Marshall. It all happened so fast and I was in shock. I don't remember everything clearly. It's all blur. Next. Saw the blue badger. You sure about this? Of course, I even drew a picture of him here. Just this year? Didn't exist. I'd seen him somewhere before, finally remember. Where'd you see the room in the room dancing? It's a big room, but I'm sure I saw his shadow. That may well be what caused her to think she saw what she saw. I know! I just might know. Something looks similar to Blue Badger. Something is now sitting in this very room. Because everything's just in my pockets. What it looks like? It's the vase.
Take that!
Is in fact this. That's, what exactly is that? I believe it's some sort of jar. Mr. Wright, that doesn't look anything like the Blue Badger. Shards now, plain jar. Change our viewpoint. Oh my god, can I like... Oh my god. That two up. How perfectly do I have to like get this?
Take that!
Well, is this a miracle or what? No one can possibly deny this jar's resemblance to the Blue Badger. Alright, I lined it up pretty nicely. It can't be! Order, order! Defense has proven its claim.
Objection!
One question remains. What's your point? What do you mean? So it's just a jar. It doesn't change anything. I'm afraid that's very wrong. You see, it changes everything. What difference? What's different now that we know the witness saw the jar? Not the murder weapon. The location is still the same, so the murderer. Take these in turn. Witness saw the jar. Where could she have seen this jar? Taking the date of crime is on the shelf in the office. The body was found lying near Lana Sky's desk. It was being thrown, maybe? Because it was crushed. Actually transpired, you see. The struggle between Dark and Marshall did not take place in Lana Sky's office. It happened on the other side of the room in Chief Gant's office. I mean, it's in the same room. Move the victim's body. From Damon Gant's office to Lana Sky's office. There's no reason. Exactly. If there wasn't a reason, he wouldn't have gone through the trouble. There was a reason. I finally figured it out. That's why Lana tried to stop the trial. It's too late to quit now, though. Called this witness testimony. She said she knocked away the man who was holding up a knife. And the next instant, the jar was hit and flew through the air. To tell me, what could have sent the jar flying? The impact of the man when he was knocked into the wall? Ladies and gentlemen, if I may draw your attention to this picture once more. The man was knocked into the direction of the shelf the jar was sitting on. What would he have hit? The suit of armor. Hey, I was right! The suit of armor! Holding a very sharp and dangerous looking sword. And since the man who was knocked into the armor was carrying a broken knife, it would have been Neil Marshall wielding the King Prosecutor trophy. There's another possibility of what actually transpired in the room. It was an accident. I had no idea, but nevertheless. That's right, what's the matter? The event took place, the offense arises, and the outcome was obvious. In that moment, assuming the man Ema Sky knocked away was actually Neil Marshall. Ema technically killed him? that what's happening? You mean Mr. Marshall died because of me? No! Oh, that's why she didn't. So they like hid it, covered it up, so Ema would never find out. Never imagined her testimony would lead to this. It was the witness who took the victim's life and then proved so with her own testimony. This is unprecedented. What? What are you saying? I'm sorry, Mrs. Skye, but given the circumstances... Joe Drake murdered prosecutor Marshall. How could you think it was Ema? How dare you try to pin the crime on her? Imagine that coming from you. If you recall, it was you who admitted to forging evidence 2 years ago. The reason you moved prosecutor Marshall's body was to keep anyone else from finding out about what Ema did, wasn't it? I assure you, Mr. Edgeworth, I have no idea what you're talking about. If you hope to have anyone believe your insane allegations, I'm afraid you're going to have proof. Tell me, do you have any conclusive evidence that proves my sister killed Neil Marshall? Evidence? I'm willing to bet you don't. I have it. I'm afraid that won't work in this case. Both parties involved in the incident are dead. I have it. 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 Please let me. Impossibility? Still another possibility? Victim has left us a message. Not die instantly. Took his life in one manner or the other. That's impossible. It is. It's on the base. Will you stop at nothing to prove my sister's a murderer? This is not to accuse Ema of any crime. The only thing we seek is the truth, no matter how painful it might be. I'm in Mr. Wright. Show us the evidence. The base.
Take that!
This is the message left by the deceased. Is that blue badge around for? If that thing could have shown. It's clearly a vase. Forgot that it's just a jar. What does it draw, though? Look closely, you can see a faint trail of blood on the jar. Wipe the blood away. But notice, for some reason, the blood on the of the fragments was not wiped away. One of the fragments. Dots are once lines. Leave behind a message. Check the points, the victim's name will become apparent. No! It's clearly Ema. Although I don't know why the brother would be such a dick and be like, Ema! Defense or attorney's duty to prove their client's innocence. That's why all I've been thinking about is saving Lana. After all my efforts, I never thought it would turn out like this. Ema. Like, it was clearly an accident though, so it's kind of a dick move by Marshall. Of all people. May not have meant it, but in the end, the one who took the victim's life was Ema Skye. Seaworthy, can't say I didn't warn you. Chief Gant? What are you talking about? Joe Dark was sentenced to death. Convicted because of his final murder. I believe you were prosecuted in the case, were you not? An innocent man was sentenced to death. Not only that, but you used forged evidence to trust conviction.
Objection!
But Joe Dark was really a serial murderer, that's undeniable. But it's not important, did you know? We aren't defenders of justice. We're merely keepers of the law. Sentencing a man to death is no light matter. Even if there wasn't any cover-up or evidence forgery, ultimately, the responsibility falls on the prosecutor in charge. Despite what anyone may say, this fact cannot be denied. We just stand there like it was his fault. Order, 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 order! Order! Fell on deaf ears. Declared a recess. Oh my god. This is going so much further than I thought it would. Sorry, Edgeworth. Didn't mean to get you in trouble. Don't worry about it. It's my problem, not yours. Okay. I'll come back later. What is it? Got a lot of nerd, pal. Making detective run around while on duty. Call me here. I've seen happier people at funerals. Let's have you run errands again. Evidence law. Give this to you if there was a break in today's trial. No evidence shall be shown without their approval. Please storm in. Message. Planning on taking him on, you're gonna need this book. Chief prosecutor sentence. What's in the book? God damn! No evidence shall be shown without the police approval of the police department. Unregistered evidence presented must be relevant to the case on trial. So just saying I have to... It has to be relevant. Detective. I'm still in the prosecutor's seat. Real trial hasn't begun yet. Found out she unwittingly caused a man's death. Missing the point, Detective. Lana didn't murder Detective Goodman. She merely stuck a knife into his dead body. That means the real killer is still out there. And we're gonna expose him no matter what it takes. Bring it to an end. Let's go. Mr. Honor. Harsh penalties. Witness. I have Mr. Morgan. You think I may have manipulated the witness? I didn't say that. I have a solution. The defense to call forth all further witnesses. For what you're proposing, an effective one. They prove I haven't struck any deals with witnesses. Edgeworth has found a way to continue the trial. Edgeworth has been like kind of chill for a while, not gonna lie. Even though I'm arguing with him, he's just been handing me opportunities. Settled. Off with the next witness. Your last chance. If you call the wrong witness, this trial goes over. It's time to finally come out and bring out the real murderer. And, obviously, Damon Gant. The defense calls Damon Gant to the stand. As the defendant's partner 2 years ago, Mr. Gant has first-hand knowledge of the crime. I feel we should hear what he has to say about it. He would still be in the courthouse. He's also least likely to have been manipulated by me. Wouldn't you agree? Escort Mr. Gant to the stand. Please state your name and occupation. Or is this some kind of practical joke? I was just on my way to lunch. Your name and occupation, sir? Worthy, are you sure you want to do this? Your name and occupation. So, you want to play hardball, eh? Please, Mr. Gant. Fine. My name is Damon Gant. I'm the acting chief of police. Testimony. Grim face. Let's clear up the SL9 incident. Time when Lena's sister murdered the prosecutor? I think it's been made perfectly clear already. Something's unaccounted for? Like the role you played in all this? Very brave, very foolish. We still don't have the handprint. Of course, that a police chief has all kinds of weapons at his disposal. Take my testimony, for example. I don't have to give it if I don't want to. What? Is that true? I'm afraid so. The chief of police has the right to refuse to testify. There's certain risks. Don't worry, I'm not here to hinder your trial. Just remember, if this turns out to be a big waste of time, don't say I didn't warn you. Begin his testimony. Neil and I were questioning him that day. To make a long story short, we slipped up. That power outage didn't help either. Found Lana there. She had already arranged the crime scene. Had nothing to do with the forgery. That when Drake was arrested? Lying on the floor unconscious? Stark had bumped his head. Hit him hard and fast. Am I gonna get penalized if I ask him too much? The ceremony was being held. I'm a workaholic. He was all fired up too. Didn't run away. Don't remember. He wasn't there when Dark ran for it. Ran him after him. Elevator, so I split up. He got lucky. Elevator stopped all of a sudden, and I got the shock of my life. He was hurt though. Saw. I'm gonna keep the floor all tangled together. One clasp on the floor. Two poor girls. Okay, now. Poor sister done. You know that. Found the body nail at Lena's desk. Really, my suit of armor stabbed the prosecutor. Anyway. Murder had already taken place by the time you arrived at your office. Evidence inexcusable under the circumstances. Start the court record. I already have it. I already have it. The leather.
Objection!
Really had nothing to do with the forgery, then how do you explain this? What's that? And what does it have, a handprint? Chief, get your explanation, please. I don't know, you tell me, son. Huh? My dear Righto, don't you know the second rule of evidence law? Not this again, evidence law. Must be relevant to the case in the trial. Tell me, how is that rag relevant to this trial? I'm terribly sorry. So it's too early to use the evidence? Neil and I were questioning that day. Power outage didn't help. Found Lana there. Had already arranged the crime scene with the forgery. Then I could still do the vase, because he had the piece of the vase there. And that could link the safe, which in linking the safe, claim we cannot back up. Found your evidence? Take this jar, for example. Blue badger, discovered in your safe. Not only that, but the evidence listed presented earlier is actually found inside your desk. You see, Chief Gamp, these articles of evidence uncovered in your office are both concrete proof that you also played a part in the illegal investigation. What's the meaning of this? I mean, even rival worthy. You're involved in the forgery? Who, me, or do you mean you? Me? Why would I have anything to do with that? You're the one stuck in my office when we found this evidence. Prosecutors aren't the only ones capable of forging evidence. Defense attorneys can do so too. Isn't that right, Righto? However, Detective Gumshoe was present during the investigation. Worthy, my boy? Not even detectives are exempt from the law. Dick will receive his due punishment. What? If Detective Gumshoe's salary drops any further, he'll end up paying to work. It's when regarding this piece of evidence you found in your office in relation to the forgery that took place. Jar fragment and a list. Could have planted them in my office. Can't prove when those pieces of evidence were discovered. If they were found after Dark was convicted, then they're worthless. There's no reason to participate in forgery. Help me out in any way. Seeing crime scene. Should have been more careful to observe the protocol. There'll be consequences. Less charges. Okay, now I'm like, oh no. I don't know where to go from here.
Hold it!
There's a clue in the cross-section. To a point, you wouldn't have the guts to do something like that. Oh, why would you say that? Anyway, you can't prove you didn't carry in the evidence, can you? What are you talking about? Righto's prints are found. If they're found inside my safe, they would prove his investigation was illegal. We're facing what shiny is this guy? What do you mean? I did put this inside my safe. Such an act wouldn't necessarily constitute forgery. Concealing evidence is not a crime using forgery. When the evidence was discovered. This jar fragment was discovered in the initial investigation. That was the day after Dark was sentenced. Would that be convenient? As long as you can't rule that out. Wasting time. Say that? Innocent? Who was it that murdered Neil? It was Emma Sky. A large benefit? Chief of Police. Give a promotion. That's a good one. Not incompetent? What do you mean? I was already already in line to become the next chief. Yes, he was going to be made chief anyway. Be careful when pointing that finger, you might wind up being the one pointed at. One motivation to do it for yourself, you did it for someone else. Maybe better than that. Myself and I. Changed a little? I wouldn't be anyone's accomplice if there was nothing in it for me. Nothing in it for you? It's yours truly. Look again. Lacks enough understanding though. Looking for him. I'll find out for their sake, but if it benefit you, you might decide to assist someone. It's a nice man who likes to lend people a hand, that's not what I mean. Who is this person you believe Chief Camp may have helped? Lana.
Take that!
The defendant? Emma fell victim. Who would want to help her more than her own sister? He would have a reason to help Lana if she asked him to. That reason, of course, is self-profit. She was going to become the prosecutor. After it was resolved, it was appointed Chief Prosecutor to the prosecutor's office, arranged by Chief Gant. How'd he profit? You'd be able to use the Chief Prosecutor as his puppet. Essentially, he would acquire unchecked authority over all investigations. Despite the Chief's formidable appearance, he plays with puppets? Oh my god. Oh wait. You must mean puppet, isn't it? God damn it, Chief. Admit it, Chief. Not Chief Judge. Forging evidence to appoint a Chief Prosecutor so he could control her. Ask you something? That I controlled Lana? For example, Lana... I've done such a thing? Required to protect Emma. Just no way she'll testify against Gant. Conjecture, unless that is also what happened in this incident. I can turn to this entire trial. Someone's been controlling her. Watch your tongue. Wouldn't want you to get hurt. What it means, Your Honor, is that Gant is involved in the murder of Detective Goodman. Not only that, but the Chief is now making Lana take the rap to cover up his involvement. What? Order, order, order! I said order! Mr. Wright, you can't be serious. Huh? This is an affront to the highest-ranking officer in our law enforcement agency to accuse the Chief of Police of blackmail and murder. That's impossible. Your Honor, I was merely reiterating what Mr. Edgeworth said in an easier-to-understand language. Too late, Mr. Wright. No turning back for us now. Just had to go through with this. Involved in this murder? Good question. Just a man. Evidence will tell. She ties Chief Grant to the murder of Detective Goodman. God, screw me. It's not just tied to Goodman, though. Oh! This.
Take that!
This is the ID card list. Yes, the one that shows who entered the evidence room on the day of the crime. There was one ID on the list we couldn't determine the owner of. 777777. It's your number. What? How do you know that? The safe in Chief Gant's office required a code to open, a 7-digit code. I'm afraid so. The code was 777777. Pretty terrible safe code. Chief Gant. You entered the evidence room on the day of the crime. Order, order! Chief Gant, what do you have to say? Nothing. The defense search of my office was in violation of regulations. I will demand Mr. Wright be punished to the maximum extent of the law. But right now, this court demands an explanation from you about the use of this ID card. Chief Gant, so you admit it? You entered the evidence room on the day of the crime? What about it? I'm the chief of police. Whether it's the evidence room or the bathroom. What's the difference? I can go wherever I want. Were you alone? I always go to the bathroom alone, as I do at the evidence room. Detective Goodman wouldn't have happened to be with you that day, would he? Of course not. Why would he be? I hadn't seen him in days. You hadn't seen him in days, Chief Gant? I'm afraid you've just undone yourself. On that day, you had to have met with Detective Goodman. What do you mean? No, it isn't, Your Honor. The trial's purpose is to determine the truth. If Chief Gant met the victim on the day of the crime, then we need to determine one thing. What transpired during that meeting? In that case, I'm going to have to ask for evidence. Show us proof that the victim went to meet Chief Gant on the day of the crime. Thanks. Ah! Oh my god. Ah! I feel like it's this. Yes. It can only be submitted to the chief of police. Lost the ID card on the day of the crime. Jake Marshall stole it. Lost item report. He would have had to give that to the chief of police. Can't be sure he filed it. Filed it. How do you know if you ask? Because he needed to enter the evidence room that day. He needed two guests to transfer the evidence out. Detective Goodman took the form to Chief Gant. Then, you accompanied the detective to the evidence room. I accompanied him? There's no other way the murderer and Detective Goodman could have entered the room. Murdered poor Goodman. Exactly, but wait. You did accompany him to the evidence room. You could have just lent him his ID card. Yes. Now that you mention it, I lent it. Sorry, but that's not possible. The card was only used once, yet you showed us your ID card earlier. If you'd really lent it to Detective Goodman, it would have been found in his body. Hi, G-san. Oh, hi, Arma. Still solving? We're so close. We're so close. The murder was most likely a spur-of-the-moment crime, where no one in their right mind would choose the police department as a place to commit murder. After the murder, you contacted Lana to dispose of Detective Goodman's body. The victim's body was discovered in the parking lot. How did he manage to move it there? I was at the police department earlier. Everyone was aware Lana stayed at the prosecutor's office. Everyone except me, it seems. Still, you're the chief of police. The entire police department is at your disposal. Ordered an officer to do it? There's a dead body in the prosecutor's office. I don't think so. All this time I thought it was just a useless clue taking up space. I know how, but I don't know what the evidence is. This one? I haven't used it yet.
Take that!
This is how you move Detective Good's body. It's definitely the car. A parking stub? Miles Edgeworth? You mean? The body was found in the trunk of Mr. Edgeworth's car. I think it's obvious what happened. The body was moved by that car. Armin? Oh, okay. Bad internet, but the day was good. Raining all day. I carried the victim's body? Precisely so. I didn't plan on returning to my office. But you were given the evidence, but you did return. Tell me why. Ah! I was asked to go by Chief Gant, no less. He told me he wanted You keep it here in the prosecutor's office. I brought this back here. So you see, what you were really taking to the prosecutor's office wasn't the screwdriver. The victim's body in your trunk. It's carried in the trunk of Miles Edgeworth's car. Unless you have another explanation, Chief. Why else would you have asked Mr. Edgeworth to transport evidence from a closed case? Transport the body to Miss Lana Sky. What's going on here? Is there no room for rebuttal to the defense's outrageous accusations? Think back to the photograph Miss Starr took at the prosecutor's office. Not a photo of the body being stuffed into the trunk. Exactly the opposite, being taken from the trunk. I believe your time is up. On to the district Attorney General. Really good special. But the cross-examination isn't finished. Weapons. Refuse to testify. This is to be considered. So you're gonna just run away after all this? Don't make me laugh. I stabbed old Goodman, is that what you're saying, right? You've presented it now. Atlanta disposed of the body. Show your proof and get it over with. Okay, proof. Murdered Goodman and made Miss Sky dispose of his body. Rep and presented, just remember. Better prove Chief Goodman or Chief Gant to murder Detective Goodman without beyond a shadow of a doubt. I'm not sure. There's two things I'm thinking of. Stuck between these two. The murder weapon, Edward's knife. That wasn't the murder weapon. Ride with it. As your lost beloved, within an hour and a half of 4 p.m. This is the real murder weapon, though. Is this? Wait. Blood? So he had to go with him, right?
Take that!
What exactly is this evidence? It's proof as to whether or not it's enough to demonstrate the chief's guilt. I'll let you be the judge. But I am the judge. What do you think, Your Honor? Ah! I'm gonna leave if I have nothing. Do you have such evidence? What time is it now in your area? It's 2:40 in the morning. Get the cookie? Okay. Just remember, it better prove Chief Gant for Detective Goodman. No, nothing.
Take that!
Not even sure myself. Actually, of course, due to penalize you. Just you. Warned you earlier. It's an affront to a senior officer.
Objection!
Lady Luck, maybe we should have a word with her. Only one lady who knows the real trial. Hearing her testimony? Oh, Lana? Tell someone else. This very room. Depends on someone calling witnesses. May not be willing to tell the truth, but we need Lana.
Take that!
Defendant? Miss Lana Sky, she was in the underground parking lot. Disposed of the victim's body. In accordance with certain someone's orders. Final recess, Jesus Christ. Chief Gant, I thought you were going to eat. Listen good, Lana. I don't think you need me to tell you this, but if you accept Mr. Wright's claims, there will be terrible consequences. Your sister will be found guilty of Neil Marshall's murder. Of course, you never support such outrageous claims anyway, right? Just something to think about. Alright then, I've got a lunch date to meet. Okay, if there aren't any further objections, the court is now in recess. God, this has been so long. Stay in the game. Thanks for your help. So many recesses. Not a detective anymore. At my office. Maya? Right to refuse, testify. Risks to be considered. What does he mean by risks? Refuse to testify. The opposite holds true. He forfeits his right to say anything, too. Are you okay? When I came to, I was in the medical office. Sorry, what I said before. It was the truth. I almost feel somehow relieved. I finally know what happened. To think all this time my sister was being blackmailed by that terrible man, and she did it all to protect me. Everyone who knew her said she changed. Easier that way for her. To follow Gant's orders. So cold. Because I murdered Mr. Marshall? Blame society, pal. I knocked Mr. Marshall into that armor. I'm going with you. I want to be there when Lana tells the truth. Let's go, right? It's time to end this. What's the point of these recesses? How's the game going? Are you a certified lawyer yet? I'm a defense attorney, not a... I mean, I guess a lawyer still. Oh my goddamn, though. This last trial is so long. This is the longest one yet. I technically probably should have just split it into another day. Here we are. You already know everything. Under oath to his truth. I will always be your sister. Relationship with Chief Gant. I worked alongside Gant for years. There's no truth to this blackmail theory. I fabricated the evidence 2 years ago all by myself. When I found Prosecutor Marshall's body, I rearranged the crime scene. My only motivation was to get Drake convicted. It had nothing to do with Ema. Are you sure about this testimony? Confessing to a capital offense. Of course I'm sure. It has nothing to do with this. From the beginning. Gotta help her, she's sacrificing herself. What if she's telling the truth? She's not. I know my own sister. Whenever she speaks stiffly like that, she's hiding something inside. Deep down, she's screaming in agony. I just want to stop by while I had a moment. Hags, thank you. Can't for years. Detective, 5 years. Numerous cases. Same school as Mia. Respectable detective, that's why. There's no truth to this blackmail theory. Think about it, Miss Sky. You didn't murder Tim Goodman. You told me so much yesterday in jail. Anything not in court is gossip. I stabbed him with a knife. And I fabricated the evidence 2 years ago all by myself. Did you do so to help your sister? Serial killer almost became his last victim. I didn't want that to ruin her life. Justifiable self-defense. She wouldn't have been charged with anything. That's not the point. She was traumatized by the Dale because of that creep. That's why I couldn't forgive him. That's why you fabricated evidence? I think also Gant was, again, threatening to cause her to be, prosecuted. By herself? Found me after the crime scene? Broken prosecutors? A ward knife was stuck in the victim's body? What? Skinner Marshall died from an unfortunate accident. It's only a situation to do what is possible. As my sister took the prosecutor's life. You can decide all you want, Mr. Wright, but I'll never change that statement. Being killed by dark? Something like that. And the other murder weapon. It's carrying a switchblade knife. Lying on the floor, during the struggle. Bring up lies with more lies. All to protect me. So she's trying to make sure Ema can't get in trouble. Work off the tip of the knife, plant it inside the wound, then move the body. And you moved the body? Why would you do that? Why'd you move the knife? Found buried in the body would be all the proof we needed. Bring testimony. Broken knife was the right? Drake. Right inside the victim's stab wound. Drake convicted and nothing to do with Ema. The murderer? Ema didn't do it, period. Like to risk the death sentence? She's lying, she did it, so I wouldn't get blamed for what happened. As unpardonable due for my actions. There's no way she could have done it alone. Now is it the fingerprints? Your Honor, what do you think about this witness statement? Ah! why'd you move the body? Shut up on the scene. Where exactly was the victim's body? Read to by Gant's desk. Why move it there? This is the jar that shattered during the events during my plan. This is the jar you mean. Dark committed the crime. Shattered to pieces. Still has Ima's name on it. What's the matter, Ima? At the time the crime was committed? It literally has Ima's name on it.
Objection!
My god, hello, Trey. Crime 2 years ago to protect your sister. Truth exposed now, the past 2 years will have been in vain. Significant contradiction. Use of the jar was shattered during some oversight. The message was written in the victim's blood. His final moments. Exactly so. This is where the contradiction lies. In order for the victim to be able to write his message in the jar, it must not yet have been broken. He couldn't have written Ima's name in a shattered jar. Order, Your Honor, it would appear that more information is needed regarding to this jar and its bloody message. Maybe missing something critical here. In the dark as we are about the truth toward which we're headed. What? Just tell us exactly what you saw. Piece together the information to arrive at the truth. Continue our testimony. What is up? Just struggling. Immediately noticed the blood trace in the jar, but it was dark in the room and I didn't have time to check it out. To be safe, I wiped away the blood. The fragments were large, so I'm sure I got them all. All I could think about was wiping them clean before they were discovered. You were the one who wiped away the blood? I didn't think Dark was the real murderer? Erase the real evidence? I don't get it. Jar was already broken? It's a miracle it hasn't broken earlier. They didn't investigate what's written in the jar pieces. Dark didn't have time to check it out. Do you know your sister's name was in the jar? If I had known, I would have gathered all the pieces and ground them to dust. Well, that helps my case. Seems like you two might make it up yet. Make up yet. Chance to erase the evidence. Must have been in a hurry. Knew I had to destroy evidence before anyone came. I wiped away the blood. What really happened? If you really thought Dark killed Prosecutor Marshall, you wouldn't have wiped away the blood. What else could I have done? Only a few moments. Gather the pieces. I'm sure I got them away, but you didn't. You didn't get them all. Yeah, we already know. It's not too late, so plenty of time to make up. After we've gotten to the bottom of this incident. More contradictions. Bring up a fight, she's not doing this the right way. Did not. Time to show the jar again, because a piece of it was found in Gant's desk. This jar conceals a truth even you were unaware of. Found the final piece of this jar in Chief Gant's safe. Chief Gant's safe, but how? She really didn't know. There's something even more disturbing about the final piece. There was still blood on it. But the witness just testified that she gathered every last piece and wiped the blood off them. I got that first? Oh, you were not the first one to show up at the scene. Chief Gant got there before you. Couldn't the defendant have simply missed a piece? I'm afraid that's unlikely. Pieces are too big for anyone to miss, let alone an ace detective.
Objection!
Forgotten, Your Honor? When this witness arrived at the scene, the jar was already broken. There's no way a name could have been written on a shattered jar. Another person discovered the scene prior to the witness. The chief.
Objection!
He did arrive first. Why did he hide that fact for 2 years? Well, Your Honor, can you answer us that? Nah, no. So did Gant just straight up murder Marshall? That's the real question? And used Lana by faking that Ima did it. I'm not the one on trial here. Prior to the witness. Proceeded to break the jar. Purposely hid one of the broken pieces. What is the action called? Fabrication of evidence. Isn't it clear? Discovering the scene, Lana Skye believed her sister Ima killed the victim. Determined to help her sister, she sought Gant's aid. Lending her his aid, Gant helped her create evidence that incriminated Dark, sparing Ima, and therein lies the reason. The reason why Miss Skye became the chief's puppet. Help, thank you, Trey. No, I did it on my own. Please, sis, stop trying to protect the chief. I can't watch you suffer anymore for my sake. No, you didn't. It wasn't you, Ima. You didn't kill anyone. Don't believe anything Mr. Wright says. Defense attorneys have foul lies. Type likes to twist the truth. Wait a minute. What if we're still smack dab in the middle of Gant's trap? Then I may be right after all. What do you mean, right? What foul lies do you tell? Testify once more. If evidence was fabricated behind your back, then Ima's accidental killing of Prosecutor Marshall might also be a lie. I do remember knocking over Mr. Marshall. Miss Skye, if you will. I can't. There's nothing to be afraid of anymore. This cross-examination may not change a thing. However, if there's a possibility that it will if you tell the truth. Testify about what I really saw. I was right and I was right. I was like, the shield looked like it stabbed it, but then also I think Gant just killed Marshall. I found Mr. Marshall's body impaled on that suit of armor. Ima and Dark were lying unconscious on the floor nearby. When I saw what happened, I thought she did it. That's why I erased all the evidence that linked her to the murder. I had Chief Gant help me remove the body from the sword and carry it. But if it all was really a fabrication, Ima might be innocent. Body was impaled on the armor sword. You were the only one who saw that. If only you had proof. Actually, I do have proof. I gave it to Mr. Wright just this morning. To me? The picture I took of the crime scene as I encountered it. Thought it might be needed. I don't remember receiving a picture. Lana must have known. Getting something from her? What did she give me? Didn't give me this photo, did she? Aha! What is this photo doing? There's a picture in here. This is pretty terrible. No other detectives saw a crime scene like this. Mr. Wright, that piece cut out from his vest, could that be? No one noticed this cut out? There's fingerprints on it. Must be the real murderer. They're yours, Ema. Cross-examination. Alright, actual crime scene. Found Mr. Marshall's body impaled on the suit of armor. What? Come now, Edgy. This is the port whoa I've ever seen. Chief Gant? Make me out as the bad guy too? If so, I'd like to put a word or two in my defense. I'm afraid it's too late for that. What? You already declined to testify. You forfeited your right to make statements of any sort. Risk? Just sit back, relax, and enjoy the sound of a noose tightening around your own neck. Oh, God! Think I'm worried? Sorry to disappoint you, but I don't need to make any statements. Evidence will do all the talking for me. Even if I can't testify, I can still present evidence. No, I don't, but someone does? What's your excuse, Righto? Who knocked over Roger causing his death? Is sure to be made out as the murderer. So do I not show it now? Yeah, anyway, so I cannot try to conceal anything. You'll be the one appealing for the Board of Inquiries. Cannot show evidence. I don't have any evidence I can present at this point in time. You lie. You opened my safe. I know you took this inside. The conclusive evidence. I don't know what you're talking about. Why didn't you show them? We found it together. You know the truth, don't you? Whose fingerprints are on it, that's why you won't present it. This picture. Okay, it's been cut out for some reason. You've been concealing evidence! This has been going to be the biggest scandal in the history of the police department. Impressive. To be honest, I didn't think you had the gall, Righto. Well, I can just let you pin me up as the murderer. I'll tell you what really happened. You can't testify anymore, right? But he can't do this! The blame lay with her sister. She asked me for my aid, so you assisted this guy. To arrange all the evidence, had her plant the knife in the victim's body, and move the body across the room. Get Joe Dark convicted. I hid 2 pieces of evidence. Why? For insurance. When it worked, it's always best prepared for the worst. Blame me for the murder that girl committed. Jar fragment? Like the most legible part of the name. His name. I didn't expect Lana to go and wipe the blood off all the pieces. But if you fabricated all the evidence, what's to say you didn't fabricate the message on this jar too? Piece of cloth? I know you have it. Waiting for, so you admit to a chief get that you were hiding it and cut it off? Not better than being portrayed as a murderer. Push move. Moment of truth has finally arrived. Alright, let's see the conclusive evidence. Let me verify this once more. On the day of the crime, you personally cut out this piece of the victim's vest. Finally brought it out into the open. Prosecution request sent to the lab for analysis. Must have been a strong impact for it to be left so clearly. Authentic piece of evidence. Wright had all this time to present this evidence. He was reluctant. Why would that be? You mean you already know? You know his fingerprints? Whose fingerprints are they? Very well. I'll tell you. It should be okay now. Everything's proceeding as predicted. Ima. Ima Sky? What? They're mine? I'm sorry, Ima. But why? Why didn't you tell me? Really something, Righto. You knew this girl did it all along, you still tried to pin the murder on me. This girl really did shove Prosecutor Marshall to his death. How could you? You monster. Miss Sky, you knew those fingerprints, whose fingerprints those were all along, yet you acted like she really didn't. Miss Sky, it's not over yet. I said this trial isn't over yet. I'm afraid this is over, boy. Not only this trial, but your career, too. You purposely concealed this conclusive evidence. That, my friend, is a serious offense. I'm looking forward to pressing charges after the defendant is convicted. I'll have your badge, boy. What's the matter, cat? Got your tongue? Aren't you going to tell us how it feels? How it feels to be the one who single-handedly turned a poor little girl into a murderer? Before I do that, there's just one thing I have to clear up. What's that? Who really killed Prosecutor Neil Marshall? Chief Gant, you are absolutely right. This piece of cloth proves who the real murderer is. Who killed Neil Marshall, you ask? It was Ima Sky, wasn't it? I'm afraid it's not possible. You see, this piece of cloth contains a critical contradiction. Contradiction? What is this fool blabbing about? One that proves who the real killer is. The tyrannical vein ends here. Contradicts. So the blood goes on here after. What's that? Supposed to be? This is the picture Miss Sky took. Take a good look at it. See where the piece of his vest was cut out? The shirt is showing underneath. It's hard to make it out with all the blood in his vest, though. Exactly my point. His chest is soaked with blood that's only natural. His lungs, no doubt, were punctured. Blood poured out of his mouth. Oh, but that piece of cloth. There's no blood on it. With Ima Sky's fingerprint on this cloth, there's no doubt that she shoved the prosecutor aside. However, Mr. Marshall was not impaled on the sword at that time. This is nonsense. Now then, Chief Gant, let me ask you something. Prosecutor Marshall was not impaled when he was shoved aside. He most likely hit his head on the ground and was knocked out. If so, then tell me, who could it have been? Who could have arrived at the scene before Miss Lana Sky, picked up the unconscious prosecutor, and impaled him on the armor's sword? And to make it look like Ima was responsible for the prosecutor's death, the person proceeded to write her name on the jar with the victim's blood, and a jar that they broke on purpose to leave behind a clue and make Lana believe her sister did it. Remember what you admitted only moments ago? Personally cut out this bloodless piece of the victim's vest. Ironic, isn't it? Through the very act of creating insurance, you proved that you were the actual murderer. No! You slept today, miss? I did, but I'm not gonna end up sleeping tonight. I have to get up at like 8 in the morning. And this was not supposed to take so long. Objection! Oh! That was close, Righto. You almost had me. Sorry, but you have to do better than that. I refute your allegations. What do you mean refute? You see, that piece of cloth is illegal evidence. I'm sure the book, aren't I? Order, order. What nonsense is this? Legal evidence cannot be used to convict a suspect. Remember, Udgy? Conceal that piece of cloth. So she just says I can't have it. I don't have anything I can present at this time. Used to be legal evidence. Your best me in court? Looks like the last laugh is on you, son. Afraid Mr. Grant's is legally... It's definitely the book. Cannot be used to convict if it's indeed illegal. Illegally concealed this piece of cloth. I did not. I refused to present at one point.
Objection!
No, it isn't, Mr. Gant, huh? It's not that I didn't present evidence then, it's that I couldn't. What do you mean you couldn't? There are certain procedures involved in presenting evidence. No, Edgy, don't listen to his lies!
Objection!
There is only one issue left to be resolved in this trial. Is this evidence legal or not? Very well, let us settle this once and for all. Either you refuse to present evidence, or you can prove your... It's not in the... It's gonna be this book.
Take that!
It's gonna be 2. This is my proof, Your Honor. Evidence law. What's this? I've done my homework too, Chief. You must guy's fingerprints on this piece of cloth. However, at that point in time, this was merely a piece of cloth, nothing more. You see, it's written right here in this book, the second rule of evidence law. Rule number 1, no evidence shall be shown without the approval of the police department. I found this piece of evidence myself inside your safe. I did not have approval from the police department. Unregistered evidence presented must be relevant to the case on trial. Crux of the matter, at the time, it was impossible for me to prove the relevance between the cloth and the SL9 incident. You wanted relevancy? Just take one of this picture and... Sorry, but can you recall when the picture was presented? It was shown only a few moments ago. He's right. At the beginning of today's trial, that piece of cloth was still meaningless. The person who gave its value as evidence was you, Damon Gant. You yourself confessed to a certain truth. Let me verify this once more. On the day of the crime, you personally cut out this piece from the victim's vest? Yes. No! It was then that you approved this cloth as conclusive evidence. Yes, you, Chief of Police, personally approved this cloth. The only person who could have cut this from the victim's chest is the one who stood before Prosecutor Marshall in his final moments. The real murderer. There's only one person that could be. Damon Gant. The killer was you. I cannot do that. Oh my god, it's game's doing it myself. I knew I should have gotten rid of him. That good-for-nothing scum. For 2 years he's been snooping around the department trying to get something on me. Crimes are being committed every day, he insisted on hounding me. Your crime wasn't exactly petty. King Kong. Reinvestigate the case. Recruited Angel Star, then convinced Bruce Goodman. Detective Goodman? That's right! If the evidence is transferred, I'll lose my chance to find out the truth. Please, you've got to help me. Goodman turned him down, as he ought to. Marshall didn't know to quit. Goodman's ID to take the evidence. Goodman came to me, wanted to file a lost item. Decided to speak out. Reopen the investigation, Chief? Can't transfer the evidence out. There are too many questions left unanswered. He opened his evidence locker, and as he was taking the evidence out, he said, "It's not too late. I'm going to hand all this over to Marshall." Well, to be honest, I was a bit taken aback by his words. I had a bad feeling when he came to see me, but I never thought he'd bring up SL9. That's when I saw it, that accursed knife. I couldn't just pull it out. Doing so would have led to more blood, making it near impossible to hide your crime. Blood was just pouring out. Ready to wipe it up. I was worried much about the floor, didn't realize my mistake. The bloody handprint. Crime computer. So somewhere, I guess I was too nervous. The body in my car? Couldn't think of any other way to move it. I broke your trunk, but what's the big deal? You make a lot more than us detectives ever will. Leaving the prosecution's car aside, how could you get Miss Skye involved in all this? She has had as much to lose as I did if the truth came out. Felt bad for having to do it. I also didn't have the time to pick and choose what to take. Left the jar fragments in the glove. Better off being an investigator of crimes than a committer. They all did their best to get in their way. I've got to hand it to them. They do their jobs well, much to my dismay. Fake evidence doesn't hold up very well on close examination. You must have known that. Tell me, Worthy, why do you stand in court? Me? You despise criminals. I can feel it. You and me were the same. One day you'll understand. Oh, believe me, you will. You're just one man. You'll see what it really takes to bring them down once you try to go it alone. Looks like it's time to say goodbye. Oh, Udgy. Looks like we'll have to cancel that lunch date. Sorry, old friend. I'm sorry too, Damon Gant. I knew you as you used to be long ago. You were once a fine investigator and example to others in the force. I'm sorry to learn you're no longer that person. Those days are gone now, Udgy. Thanks for all the memories, though. Don't worry, you'll be fine. Now you have Wright here. And Worthy. With these two around, you can't go wrong. In fact, I can hear them already. Melody is the thing. Sometimes it, like, really just full skips so fast. Like, for the fact that you have to click through it, it auto-cuts some of it off. Man? Your sister never hurt anyone. Damon Gant betrayed you from the beginning. Miss Skye, you no longer have any reason to keep silent. When this trial is over, I'll tell everything. All that I've done these past 2 years. And the time I had Gant help me forge evidence up until today. Couldn't get you out of all of your trouble. What high standards you have for a rookie. I can see why Mia thought so highly of you. A few years from now, you might just make it to the top. I owe you my thanks, Mr. Wright. Miss Skye, and you too, Mr. Edgeworth. You've suffered every bit as much as I have over these past few days. Believe me, I know how much of an ordeal it's been for you. It was nothing. Liar. I was worried the pressure might break you, and yet you rose above it all and guided Mr. Wright to victory. You've done well, Mr. Edgeworth. Stop it! I only did my job! In light of this case, it seems a good self-examining is in order for all of us. Miss Skye, you are innocent of murder. However, although the chief blackmailed you, the fact is you still acted as his accomplice. A trial will be scheduled for those crimes at a later date. I understand, Your Honor. Why are you smiling? It's been a long time, Your Honor. A long time since I felt free of these heavy chains. The trial has gone far too long already regarding the charge of murder. Lana Skye, not guilty. We finally got it! Oh my god, it took so long. It took so long. This is the longest case. Court is adjourned. Had I known, I should have just, like, definitely finished this next week. But it's okay. At long last, it's finally over. Ema? Why the long face? Sorry your sister didn't get completely off the hook, but at least she wasn't convicted for a murder she didn't commit. Why Mia's face thought so highly of you? Suffered. Didn't thank you? I did my best too, but Lana didn't say a single word to me. I'm not interrupting! Oh. Guess I am. I'll come back later. Detective Gumshoe, what is it? You're doing this on purpose, aren't you? Making a detective run around while on duty. I've seen happy people at funerals. My sister again? Not this time. Because of you, pal. That's right, I thought you'd like to see someone. Lana! Should you be doing this? She's still under arrest, you know. Well, I won't tell if you won't. I owe you an apology. Don't worry about it. That day 2 years ago. The first time in my life I ever panicked. It was all I could do to keep myself from screaming. Finally. All I could think about was keeping you from getting wrapped up in that mess. Sis, I asked Gant to help me cover up the truth. I thought I was doing it for your sake, but now I realize I was wrong. I changed after that day. I had to. It was the only way I could make it through the past 2 years. I knew how much I was hurting you by distancing myself, but I couldn't bring myself to tell you what I did. I was scared that you'd look at me with those eyes of yours. I was scared of how you'd react if you knew. But sis, you were only doing it for me. No, huh? I turned my back on you that day. In hiding what I believed to be the truth, I was deceiving you. I'm such a fool. It took me all this time to realize it. Ima, I'm so sorry. Sis, you don't have to apologize. I'm happy now. You're happy? Of course. You know, sis. I always knew that one day you'd come back, and now you have. Oh, Ima. Touching photograph. Yeah, there we go. No one can change the past. The only thing we can do is strive to make up for our mistakes. Why must we make up for our mistakes, you ask? Because in so doing, we can find the way to our rightful path. And it is from there that we can move on toward a brighter future. At least that's what I felt watching the two sisters make up. Mr. Wright, Mr. Gumshoe, thank you both for all you've done. I'm sure we'll meet again someday. Isn't that right, Edgeworth? Edgeworth? Stop hiding and come over here. Where was he hiding? I just came to say congratulations. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. Right, well, I'll be going now. Oh my gosh, what is tsundere? Mr. Edgeworth, I hope you don't blame yourself for what happened. We were the ones who acted corruptly, not you. It's too late for me. No matter what anyone may say, I realize today that I can't correct my mistakes. Mr. Edgeworth. Not only that, but I don't even trust myself anymore. Chief Gant was right. You despise criminals, I can feel it. You and me were the same. One day you'll understand. Oh, believe me, you will. You're just one man. You'll see what it really takes to bring them down once you try to go it alone. I do despise criminals. I plan to dedicate my entire life to fighting them. But in order to fight crime on my own, I need a weapon. It's scary, but I've known that to be true for quite some time now. But Edgeworth, who knows? Given enough time, I might have tried to pull something like Chief Gant did. That thought terrifies me. That's why I can't continue on as a prosecutor. Edgeworth, don't you understand? Damon Gant and your mentor, Manfred von Karma, were both the best of the best when it came to fighting crime, but they both made the same mistake. You said in order to fight crime on my own, I'd need a weapon. That may be true, but think back to today's trial. You weren't alone. You were working together with Mr. Wright, and because of that partnership, you were able to present evidence that otherwise would have gone undiscovered. Isn't that right, Mr. Wright? Huh? What? Oh, yeah. What is this, a pop quiz? Come on, Mr. Wright, show him what Lana's talking about. Evidence, huh? Something that neither Edgeworth or I would have been able to find on our own. This?
Take that!
That's the picture I drew. Our counterattack began with this. You had one half of the evidence list, I had the other. Apart, we wouldn't have been able to completely restore Ima's picture. It didn't just happen by chance, Mr. Edgeworth. It's time for me to go. Friendship! If you'll excuse me, there's still some loose ends that need wrapping up. Take care, Chief Prosecutor. Edgeworth, what will you do now? Well, whatever you do, just remember, you can let what happened kill the prosecutor in you, or you can learn to help it let you grow. In the end, it's up to you. I owe many thanks to you, Wright, but what I face now is my problem. I'll be waiting for you in court. Farewell. I'd better be going too. I'll be by to visit soon. A lot to learn, a lot of catching up to do. Here's a little something for you. Scientific investigation. It's the first book I ever bought. Study it well. Thanks, sis, I will. And so, another case came to a close. As for the sisters, I have faith. Faith that their lives have only just begun. And as for me, I think it's time I just started a new journey of my own. A journey to rediscover myself. Oh, he's the last one! Well, don't just go trekking off yet, pal, huh? What is it, detective? It's a little matter of to be resolved about the chief prosecutor. She isn't supposed to be out of jail like this. I thought you said it was okay. It may be okay with me, but the folks at the prison are a different story. I had to bribe a guard in order to sneak her out for 30 minutes. It wasn't cheap. I didn't know you had a wild side. You see, he's footing the bill. You gotta be kidding me, pal. Why does I suddenly feel like I want to scream? Why don't we all go pay it off together? That's a great idea. Come on, guys, let's go. Okay. Oh my gosh, is this the actual end of the... I arranged for a friend of mine in Europe to take care of Ima. I hope she'll be pleased to study under a top coroner. As for me, this affair has pretty much ended my days as the prosecutor's office. Still, I'll manage to find my way back to the field somehow. Then I'll be able to investigate crimes together with Ima. Yikes, I thought I was a goner for a moment there. In the end, though, they overlooked my unauthorized investigation of the chief's office. If we penalized you anymore, it'd be worse than firing you. Yep, that's what they said. It just goes to show, you can't shake me off that easily. Yes, the game is finished. I think. I don't know. Because it's technically the trilogy, so hypothetically, shouldn't there be more? The trilogy? I have to check. I have to figure it out. My god. Did he get the job? It's to guard the main entrance and take care of Billy. Can you believe it? I've been demoted to a security guard. My partner's keeping an eye on the entrance for me today. I'll show them, though. Someday I'm going to make detective. Yes! Oh my god, I hate the sound. Yes, sir. Then I can just be like that Dick Gumshoe. I don't think you want to be like Dick. Okay, sure. Fumiaki. What is it? Can't you see I'm having a showdown with a steak lunch partner? Miss Starr managed to sneak this into me. She's seeing one of those guards. Looks like you did it. You even gave Bambina back her smile. Can you make sure Billy and the gang get their water? So did he get in trouble for stealing the ID card? And like breaking into the evidence room? I guess technically punching that officer. Or pulling out the knife on the officer. Looks like we won't be seeing each other for a while. The farewell gift, I put a new meal on the menu. Right way lunch. The top layer tastes like as bitter as defeat, but the bottom layer is sweet like victory. Kids seem to dig the turnabout theme. It's a hot seller around exam time. Just make sure not to eat it backwards. Awesome. Sounds like it sucks. I'll never forget what that young defense lawyer said after that trial. Let's see, what was his name again? Mr. Left? Oh my god. Anyway, he said he's been doing something or other for how many years? Well, anyway, I've got another trial to get to, so I'd better be... Huh? Oh no, I forgot my gavel. Sorry, gotta go. Cool. Have many years passed then? Is that the implication? Maya! Nothing soothes the soul like fresh country air. Still, sometimes I do miss hearing you and your objection. Still, I can't go back until I'm a full-fledged spirit medium. Mystic Maya, afternoon training's about to begin. Coming. Well, see you around, Nick. Mr. Edgeworth. Mr. Edgeworth? I brought you your tea. He's not here? What's going on? Now is she taking a train? Come to see me off. I can't believe I'm going to Europe. Oh, that's right. On a train? Thank you, Mr. Wright. Thank you so much. You're going from Japan to Europe on a train? I think I'll be alright. Whenever I want to see Lana, all I have to do is open this book. I mean, it could be a train to an airport, technically. Is there a picture? So when she first joined the police. Looks like you won't get a chance to sleep. I know. I think you just finished. Did she just finish? Rise from the ashes. It's a trilogy, right? But I'm confused. There are like 5 of those. But we'll worry about that later. Anyway, I should have left it open for the sound. Anyway, I'll be back tomorrow with more TFT. I might be like half dead. It's 12:30 a.m. here. It's 3:30 a.m. here. I will start Genshin after an hour. I'm gonna straight go to sleep. I gotta get up early tomorrow. Anyway, you can again join the Discord if you want to see updates on what I'm doing and what I'll be streaming. But I'll be back tomorrow with TFT and then Genshin the next day, and then nothing Friday because I have to get up early Saturday. Trey, what? I think I've seen you in a drama before. That's definitely not true. But anyway, thank you so much to everyone that came and hung out. If it's morning for you, good morning. If it's night, good night. Have a great day. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye. If you're on Asia server, it's possible. But ask me about it when I'm playing Genshin. I don't mind. Anyway, bye-bye. I have to go. Bye.